So you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
These are volatile times in the stock market.
Market's up 200, then it's up 800, it's up 700.
How do you get the facts when investing?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you're confused about the stock market, get unconfused. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and listen to my radio show every weekday at 3 Eastern. What is the market going to do? We know exactly what the market's going to do.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
There's no need for you to be losing money.
Check it out, philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, you know, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
Market futures got a lift after March producer prices unexpectedly fell, fueled by a drop in gas prices. That's great news for consumers.
How stupid is that? That's Pisani on CNBC. That was yesterday when the market rallied 300 points. And when the PPI came out, they gave it credit. He said the reason why it was down 0.5% was because gasoline was down. And you heard what he said about that. He said, that's great. Gasoline was down. That was a big deal, and that's why we rallied 300 points.
Market futures got a lift after March producer prices unexpectedly fell, fueled by a drop in gas prices.
Now, wait a minute. A second. A drop in gas prices. We haven't felt that yet. The market's forward-looking. What's he talking about? Is he nuts? The market's forward-looking. We got to wait until the next report for, remember when OPEC said they're raising, and they did, raise prices of oil, which they raised prices of gasoline. That's not in April's PPI. That's not in April. So what's he talking about? He's making everybody say, well, isn't this great? Look what happened here. Wow, this is good. The PPI dropped by 0.5%. And the reason? Gasoline's going down. Well, that is before OPEC announced their increase, which is now going to show up on the next report, which is when it comes out, on the April's report, which comes out in May. That's just unbelievable, isn't it? Well, anyways, so you remember I said to you, and I got a couple cuts here, when we were talking about the banks reporting, everyone was saying the banks are going to go down. And I agreed, because the banks had 300 to 350 billion in loans that are upside down. Plus they have about another 17 trillion in mortgage-backed securities that are upside down, or 17 billion that are upside down. And how could they have good earnings? It makes no sense. So everybody said, gee, it's going to go down. I said, it should. But I also said, I think it's going to rally. And then I showed everybody a chart. It's called the 50% chart. It showed where the rally was at the high in November of 2022. And then to the low. And if you drew a line halfway up, every time the banks, XLF is the symbol for the banks, the financials, hit that 50% mark halfway up, it would fail. It failed like JP Morgan, I think it was, 4 times or 5 times. I'm sorry, XLF failed 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And now this is going to fail the 5th time because they're shrinking the balance sheet. They're shrinking the balance sheet. Possani's saying, boy, isn't this great? Look at this. We're down 0.5% in the PPI, and interest rates are going to start coming down, and things are great. No. Because, again, remember, the reason that it's rallying these banks, I told you this would happen because I saw this happen in 2008. You take the biggest banks, the biggest investment banks, Goldman Sachs, Citi, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. What do they do when they know the market's going to go lower? They have to get their big clients out, called institutional clients. What are they? Who are they? Those are the teachers union, steelworkers union, police and fire union, nurse union, let's say the city or state workers of California union. So those 4 of the banks, JP Morgan, and JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Citi, and Goldman Sachs fight for the same pensions. They want to service them, take care of them, make money for them. Now, they all know this market is going to go much lower. The S&P is going to go down all the way down to 3,000. Now, how do we know that? Because remember what they're doing. They're turning around and they are reducing the money supply. Now, what's that mean? Well, remember QE when the market crashed and then everybody decided, the big boys decided they weren't going to do a recession, which they should have done. If they did a recession, we wouldn't be in this mess where we are. We wouldn't be paying for 10 years of inflation. And you're not going to get rid of 10 years of inflation by raising rates to 5%, short-term Fed rates to 5%. So they kept these interest rates so low for so long. And what they did, instead of doing the recession, they said, why don't we increase our money supply? So what we'll do is we'll pump a lot of money into our money supply, and then the Fed said then we'll take that money and we'll shift it over to our member banks so they have plenty of money, and then they can make a lot of loans, and then we'll drop our rates down to 0 so we can loan money to the corporations so they can buy their own stock back to push the stock price up, and we don't have to worry they don't have any profits. By buying our own stock back, it'll push our stock price up without profits. But on the other hand, the economy will look like it's doing great because we're saying we're going to load up the banks. We're going to put money, so much money in the system that everybody will just be buying stuff. And that's how we got this tremendous inflation. And then it got worse. On top of that, Biden comes in and he kills our oil drilling. He kills our productivity in oil. That really drove inflation up on top of the other inflation. Where in 2008 they did QE, which is to increase the money supply and to tell the banks, the Fed, remember, has 11 banks. The banks have what they call member banks under them. And the banks under them, they have a guideline for them. They have to have so much money in reserve. Well, what they did in 2008, after they gave them all this money, they said, never mind the reserves. Use that too. Buy. And the Fed, they said, well, we control our own interest rates. We'll bring our interest rates from 5 down to 0. Now remember, that was bad enough. But then when they turn around and Biden comes in, right, and they first start out with a plan of 6 programs of $5 trillion that they had to print and borrow because they had brackets in their checking account of 1.2 trillion. We had no money. That's more inflation. So what are they going to do? Now we're going to get rid of everything's okay because the PPI went down 0.5%. Everything's okay now. I see. I have to be an idiot.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang. But we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So the market's down now. So it's not working. Now, remember what I said last week? This was on the 11th of April. I started telling my gang last week with these banks, I said they could turn around and do financial engineering when everybody thinks these banks are going to collapse. They're going to hide all their losses in another balance sheet, and they'll turn around and start rallying these banks. Boom, exactly what they did, right? Exactly what they did. And then, this is the 12th. And the bond market is what's telling us. The bond market, remember, we're going straight down and our tech stocks are going up. Now what do we got? Now the bond market's going up. Okay, the bond market's going up. That's telling us that they want to run these banks up. All right, when I mean bond market, I meant yields. Yields are going up. I always do that. I say bond market, I mean yields. When I'm talking bond market, I'm talking yields. So we had the yields coming down. Then all of a sudden they turned around, drove the yields up. I came out and said, something's wrong. We're getting a message from the market. So I told my members, let's take these stocks right here. Go JP Morgan. And we bought a scout on JP Morgan. That was at 128. And I don't know what JP Morgan is now. Just double check. Give me a number, Willie. Okay, JP Morgan. So we bought that, as I say, around 128. Let me see if I can find it right here. Yeah, JP Morgan's now at 138. So it gapped up 8%. But I also said this morning and yesterday, when these gap up, do not chase them. Do not chase them. Okay? They're going to come down. They're going to come down. Wait till they come down, and then they can go up. Like today, take JP Morgan. JP Morgan, its high on JP Morgan was today about 139.12. So if it comes down and then doesn't break its low of the day, if it can hold that low, then go up and make a new high, take out today's high at 139.12, and you got good volume, you're going to be okay. But remember the problem, what's going on here. The only reason these guys are going up is they know the market's going to go down. The chart that I showed my members, it showed the banks, XLF, the symbol. If you take the high of the rally in January 2022 and the low of, what was it, October 13th, 2022, and you drew a line at the top, draw a line at the bottom. It's called the 50% rule. And what you do is put the line right smack in the middle and see if it can get past that 50%. Because, see, if you think of it this way here, any stock you do this with, so let's say a stock, okay, is at 20, and it goes down to, what would you say, 30, okay, whatever, and it goes halfway up, and it can't get past that half, then you know that's all short covering. And if you look at these bank stocks, it shows the 5 times that these banks tried to rally, they could never get past the 50% line. which means it was all short covering. And what were they doing rallying? The big banks need to get their institutions, their customers, their big boys, the pension funds, so forth, out at a higher price before the market takes out the low, and then we go down another 20, 30%. The other thing you have to remember, when Pisani came out yesterday and everybody got excited, the market went up 300 points, he turns around and he says, wow, this is great. Look at, we're up 300 points yesterday. And because gasoline is low, and because gasoline came down, we got, when the PPI came out, it dropped 0.5%. Big deal. 0.5%. But that doesn't mean anything, for God's sakes. 0.5%. So what they're doing now is, you got to understand, the Fed keeps on, like they did with the pandemic, the Fed keeps on pulling money out of the system. Remember, when they did QE for 10 years, think about QE, what they did and what you're facing. And why this is so silly when he came out and said, oh, look, we hit 300 points and the PPI came in 0.5% low because gasoline is down. We're on our way now. What? If you go back to 2008 to 2012, they pushed the market up from 2008 to 2012 by putting in $1 trillion, $650 billion, another $400 billion, another $1 trillion. What was that money used for? They were buying treasuries. They wanted to get the yields down so the Fed could then turn around and push their rates down from 6% down to 0%, so that they could take that free money, give it to the CEOs of the tech companies so they could go out and buy their own shares outstanding and reduce them down, and then their stock prices would go up. But we're paying for that. And then what happened? By October 2014, the bank said, hey, we're not making any money. Well, of course you weren't making any money. You kept interest rates from too low for too long. From 2008 to 2014, it was at 0. So now they weren't making any money with their loans. So that's when they started to go out and buy more treasuries to try to make money on the spread. But in 2015, Yellen comes and starts raising rates because she's scared. She sees what's going on. We got a real big problem. So she started to raise rates. And now the banks were really losing money. So they said, we got to start getting money out of the system. There's too much money in the system. Because when there's too much money in the system, remember, interest rates go down. That's why they do it. That's called QE. They plow money into the system so the banks in your town have so much money, they got to get it out the door. To get it out the door, they keep driving rates down, and inflation keeps hitting. You think this is going to be over because gasoline came down a little bit?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, boydinvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1 900-020.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
We, folks, are in levitation mode, but most people are unaware of the levitation process.
That's a lot of nuts! You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Here's another guy who needs to be medicated.
The bottom line is our financial system's in good shape.
Good shape.
Our markets are in good shape.
Good shape.
The consumers in good shape.
Great.
There's tons of cash on the side.
Sideline. Oh, don't you love it when they use that sideline? Money's on the sideline. There's no such thing as money's on the sideline. I mean, you drive down the street and all this money's on the sideline? You see piles of money? Money is always somewhere. It's not on the sideline. It's in debt, savings, CDs. That's a bunch of nonsense. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just this good shape. Good shape. Look at the economic headwinds. See, our savings, remember, went from when we had the pandemic in 2020, our savings went from 7% to 38%, and everybody was living like kings because everybody was home. Then they started to eat through those savings to 18%, to 7%. Now we're down to 2.3%. Can you imagine that? So he said things are good. 54% of Americans are using savings for pay their everyday expenses. What are you, nuts? $262 billion. Once they went through the savings, they pulled out $262 billion equity withdrawals out of their home. They're taking their equity out. They went through that. Now their credit cards. Brand new high debt on credit cards. People paying 18%. And those are getting tapped out. That's why bankruptcy, year over year, from last year to now, it's up 45%. So everything's good, he says. We got $2.9 trillion. $2.9 trillion worth of bad commercial loans. Half of that is going to go into bankruptcy. The banks owe $300 billion. Our March job cuts, year over year, was up 319%. People are going to start losing their jobs. Bankruptcy are up 45%. See, what people don't understand, I always tell you, when you join the gang, the one thing you're going to learn is how the market works. Unfortunately, people don't know how the market works, like the bond market. People don't understand the bond market. It doesn't take that long to learn it, that long. It really doesn't. When I saw the yields going down, and then we saw the yields start going back up over like an 8-day period, I said, something's up. Something's up. And sure enough, we nailed it. We knew what was up. They were going to financially engineer the market to rally these bank stocks instead of letting them drop. Now, understand how the Fed's so stupid, how it's working against itself. This is what you learn if you're a gang member. It's how the market works. Think about it. When the market's in real bad shape, okay, they increase what they call the money supply. All that means is they call their banks. The Fed has 11 banks, 11 sectors, and they say to all their member banks, look, here's what we want you to do. The economy sucks. We got to get it going. So instead of having your cash reserves sitting aside, don't worry about it. Shove that money, okay, into loans. So people go in, and there's more people than money. So all of a sudden, because when you push all that money in, they got to get it out the door. They lower the rates down to just low, 1%, 2%. You saw what mortgages were. So that's how they got us. And when 2008 hit, instead of doing it right and cleaning things up and fixing things, Obama comes in and he says, well, Bernanke, let's not fix things right. Let's just get our money back for Wall Street, who got me into the White House. So what we'll do is call all the banks, Bernanke, tell all your banks to take all the reserve money, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to inject money, and we're going to push the money system. We're going to make sure we increase our money system. So tell them to take their reserve set aside and put all that money into loans. Put all that money into loans. Never mind about the reserves. With that causes tremendous inflation. When there's more money than people want to borrow, and it's crazy. And they got to get that money out the door, so all of a sudden they got extra money. Drop the rates again. We got to sell this money. That's what happened for 10 months. Now we're turning around, and we're in real deep trouble, especially the banks. Everybody's in trouble. So now the Fed turns around and says, we got to do the opposite. We got to reduce the amount of money's in the money system. We got to reduce it from $9 trillion to $4 trillion. We got to get that out of the system. Let's pull it out of the system. So they call the banks, all their 11 banks, say, look it, we got to pull money. There's too much money in the system. We got to pull it out. We got to fight inflation. We can't fight inflation. What created all the inflation was when they shoved all the money into, when they increased the money supply and they increased the money to the banks, and then they told the banks, never mind your reserves, loan that money out too. Now they're saying the opposite. Now they're turning around and saying, look, what you got to do is we got to pull that money out. We got to get that money out of there. So what happens is, and they have to, that's why they got to keep raising rates. They got to keep raising rates. And that's why things are getting worse and worse and worse, because rates are going up. And that's what happens when you start shrinking the money supply. When you start shrinking the money supply, rates start going up. So it's like a guy sitting there with two levers. Like Biden sitting there with Powell with two levers. 1 minute, he's saying, okay, I'm going to expand the money supply to drive rates down. Then he turns around and says, now we got to shrink money supply. We got to get the rates going up. And when rates start going up so much, consumers stop consuming. We can't grow the economy. Our debt is bigger than our economy. Now we're in deep doo-doo. So the reason your banks are going up today is because they know that. So what they're going to do is they got to get their people out. They got to get their customers out, their clients out before the market goes to make new lows, which it will. It may take a week, may take 10 weeks, who knows? In the meantime, if you join our gang and understand how to read the bond market, and we'll guide you, you'll never be in that position again. You'll never be, and we were in gold before anybody wanted to be in gold, the mining stocks. We told you how many times when we started to short all the banks, we were right on it. We shorted the banks. We did the same thing. We were first when with the tech stocks. We caught the tech stocks on the way up because we understand how the market works. 80% of the people lose money in the market because they don't understand how it works. And secondly, they don't know how to short their positions when it goes against them. I mean, it's crazy. Listen to this.
We think that S&P 500 earnings will not be as bad as feared.
Oh my God. These people just lie and lie and lie. Listen to this one.
The financial segment is very strong. You look at the financials, and that's just proved by what the Feds did 2 weeks ago. In the light of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature, they raised interest rates. They would not have raised it 25 basis points if they thought the financial system was in any shape that was going to get hurt.
Unbelievable. Do you know how many banks are in trouble right now? Big banks? I'll tell you when we get back, because they've been lying to us. Join my gang for free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the Fake Business News Network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Click where it says Get Started. And right next to it, it says for information how the Pro 2 works, the color-coded chart. Click there. There's a little video on it. You'll find that very interesting. It's a great tool because it tells you if money's going in your stock or not. So when you're ready to buy, you should check that. Because a lot of people will start buying a stock and all of a sudden it goes down. Then they say, gee, every time I get in, stock goes down because there's no tool for you to look and see if, to help you. Well, I do have a tool to help you. Just go to philsgang.com. And again, right next to where it says click to get started, it says how Pro 2 works. Click on that over the weekend. All right, I want you to listen to this. Go ahead, push it for me. Yeah, play. Go ahead.
So they have what's called provisioning for loan loss reserves. And JP Morgan, for example, added more provisions for potential loan loss reserves down the road, but not that much.
No, not that much. Just a little tiny bit. Tiny bit. What a bunch of gangsters. And remember I said to you last week, the stock that's going to go up the most, the bank stocks are going to go up, is Jamie Dimon. He's a crook. Of course his stock's going to go up over everybody else's. That's why we picked that stock to buy. And then the other one we bought was Citi. Now, I hope you didn't chase these today. Okay, if you weren't in them with a scout or 200 shares or 2 shares, whatever, don't chase them. Let them come back now and let them test themselves. Let's check the volume out in the next week. And then you can tell whether or not you're going to, there's going to be a follow through. Now remember, go to your chart. Go to a good one is just go to XLF and then bring it back and then put where the high was in November of 2022 and then put the low where it was in October 2022. Go up halfway, draw a line, and you'll see how many times XLF, that's the ETF for the banks, could not get above that 50%. That tells you the only time it rallies when short covering is coming in. Short covering, there's no new money coming in. Take a look at it. You'll see. It doesn't break above that 50% line. You should always remember that. These are the things we teach here. These are things we teach here. Look, we are in a financial crisis. These rates are going to go to 6 or 7%. Nobody's talking about it. It is. They're going to go to 6 to 7% because you can't keep reducing the money supply without rates going to 6 or 7%. When people go to the bank and there's little money in the bank, they keep raising rates. They do that on purpose. They do that on purpose. They tell the banks, Powell tells his banks, hey, get those reserves back in. We don't have any money out there to loan. And the people are going to get nuts enough to get a loan, let's put those rates way up. When things are better, we'll expand the money supply, he'll say. All this game playing, it's ridiculous. Now, the other thing, to say this market's going to keep going up, here we are. The market's down, the Dow's down 153 points, and then the Nasdaq's down 48, the S&P's down 13. On a day, the banks rallied. What'd that tell you? What'd that tell you? It's a bunch of crap. What are you, nuts? They're tightening credit. Doesn't that mean anything? Of course it does. But not to the fake business news network. They're going to talk their way around that. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Everything's in good shape. Listen to this idiot.
The bottom line is our financial system's in good shape.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? We're lucky we don't even go into a depression. You know how many days it's taken to move this market down? This has been a what? What'd you say, Willie? 290 days? 390 days for this crash. Can you imagine? Have you ever been in a crash that takes 390 days? I've been in 3-day crashes. I've been in a month crash. I've been in 2 months crash. I've never been in 390-day crash. That's ridiculous. 390, it's a year. It's just been a slow bleed. You know why? Because the fake business news network is so good at convincing people everything's okay. And you know why people lose money? 80% of people lose money because and the reason why that market took so long, over 390 days, for God's sakes, because of these fake business news network characters. I mean, they just bold-faced lie to you. That's their job. Don't worry, everything's
fine. The bottom
fine.
line is our financial system's in good shape.
Really good shape.
Our markets are in good shape.
Are you kidding me? Give me a break. Give me a break. Look, the one thing that will help you, if you join our gang, is that we stay in 4 areas of the market. Gold, which we've done so well with gold. We're still in gold, still doing well. And we got in when nobody else wanted to be in it. But we got gold. Our big tech stocks we're in all the time, gold, tech. Our banks. And our oils. Our oils. I mean, that's all you need to be. That's where about 75% of investors are. Why do you stop running around and trying to buy a Coca-Cola or Clorox or when this market, and it will, watch the bank stocks, go put up XLF. You want to know when the market's going to crash, go down another 30%? Go to your XLF. Go to your XLF. Put it up. I'll do it right now. Here's XLF right there. Okay, I'm going to put it up. Maybe you can see it if you're on our site. There's the high. Here's the low. And it's just about halfway. And every time she's failed. Okay, XLF, she's failed. So, and then take a look at IWM. I told you last week something's wrong with the market because we got a message from the market through the bond market when yields stopped going down. Okay, yields stopped going down, which was great for our tech stocks, our gold stocks, our mining stocks, and it stopped going down. Then it turned around, went up, and all of a sudden the banks were going up. But when you look at IWM, that's the small mid-cap stocks, okay? IWM is the symbol. That's the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 was the only group that could not get above its resistance of 200-day and 50-day moving average. Couldn't break out. The S&P broke out. The NASDAQ broke out. Everything broke out except the Russell. That told me there's a big problem. Big problem here. Big problem here. I mean, how could it not be a big problem? I mean, there's nothing you can look at that's doing well. There just isn't. Earnings, for God's sakes, okay, are going to be horrible. Retail sales, we have the biggest two-year drop in retail. Industrial production, another two-year low. Rents, up the most in 30 years. Are you kidding? Small businesses in real trouble. Credit cards going through the roof, going crazy. People going through their savings. Are you kidding? A 20-year high of delinquencies in credit cards right now. And they're telling us everything's fine, everything's good. Yeah, everything's good. Auto loans. Equifax reported 31% increase in delinquencies. 31%. But what did this guy here say? He said everything's really in good shape.
The bottom line is our financial system's in good shape.
Yeah, okay, in good shape. Yep. So savings went from 38% to 2.3%. And we've gone through our equity in our homes, $262 billion, that's gone. Credit cards are tapped out. People saving, not even 2.4% of disposable income. Look, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I am. But look, if you just please sign up for 10 days. Sign up for 10 days. Doesn't cost you a penny. Let's at least get under your belt how the market works. How the market works. Especially the Fed. Have a great weekend. See you.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.